Hello and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker. In the last episode, we helped Medley awaken as the sage of the Earth Temple, and in this episode, we're going into the Earth Temple, starting our next dungeon. We are coming in the middle of a cutscene here. I was going to meet you guys at this island, but I forgot that the cutscene starts when you're pretty far away from the island, actually, when you're only about halfway around it. So we'll just have to come in here. All you missed was a little camera zoom on the island itself. Medley, listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. The temple ahead is the nest of an evil creature, the same creature that stole the life of your predecessor, the sage. It is a dark and frightening place. That is why, if you do nothing else, then at least do this. If Fyra comes near you and presses R to call you, then be silent and follow closely behind him. And if Fyra presses A, allow him to lift you, and if need be, fly and carry him through the air. And Fyra, if Medley gets stuck and cannot continue in the temple, use the Wind Waker to conduct the song you learned in the Tower of the Gods. Do you understand? Fyra, protect Medley, and Medley, protect Fyra. The power to repel evil shall surely be returned to the Master Sword. Well, he's right. This place is rather cold and dark and spooky. Some could even call it terrifying. I have been both looking forward to and dreading this temple for reasons that I will explain in a moment. Gotta put her... Oh, nope, that's not the button I meant to press. Sorry, Medley. Yeah, if she crashes into something, she will get dizzy. We have to play this song. Welcome to the Earth Temple. This is the first of two temples where you have to work together with a sage to be able to get through. Here, you'll have to use Medley's power of flight, and you'll also have to use the reflective power of her harp. There's a few enemies here that we have to beat, 3 moblins in fact, and I think we have to destroy them to open the door. No, I guess we don't. I'll beat them anyway, just so they don't get in our way. So, the Earth Temple. I have a definite history with this place. If you've been around for a while, you might remember I have mentioned that I have a bit of a thing with loud, like, high-pitched sounds. I don't like them. There's been some stuff there that I'm not going to get into, but I don't like them. And I've also mentioned that I'm really bad with horror, especially, like, scary visuals, so, like, scary-looking monsters and zombies and stuff. And well, before I get into that, I guess I'll tell you what happens when those sensitivities get triggered. I get nightmares. I get nightmares that can last for days. They have occasionally lasted for weeks. It's really bad, and I don't like it. So, as you can imagine, I try to avoid those types of sounds and visuals that drive me kind of batty. Well, Fyra, I'm not very confident, but I think I should try to fly. I'll fly where you tell me to. Just tap A to keep me airborne. Okay, whenever you're ready, just use the Wind Waker to guide me. Well, we're not doing that yet. But yeah, there is an enemy in this game that just hits upon both of those triggers just exactly right. And I'll tell you about it once we finish this puzzle. We're going to play the command melody here. And just like Medley said, we can take command of her and use her to fly by pressing the A button. This is not unlimited flight. You will always have enough flight to get you through whatever you need to do, but be careful not to overshoot or make mistakes. And now that we've done that, that door will stay open permanently, so we just gotta walk off with Medley and return with Link. I know you can call her to make her follow you. Where'd she go? There she is. You can call, but I don't know. I prefer to just pick her up anyway. You have to pick her up to get through the doors. Here we have a new enemy. Where is it? There it is. The Dark Choo-Choo. You need to use light to get rid of dark chews. So what you can do one of two things. I'm not going to bother with that Chew Jelly. You can either lure them into the light, or you can reflect the light onto them to freeze them in place wherever they are. Here, I chose to reflect the light because, to lure them into the light, because frankly, reflecting the light in this room would have taken too long. Oh, but there's another one. Alright, come and get me. It's gonna take a while to get him over here, but it would also take a while to reflect the light onto him. So while we're doing this, I can explain the enemy in here that gives me some trouble, let's say. The Redeads in this game are both highly alarming when they activate. They are incredibly scary looking. And they also make a very unique kind of high-pitched shrieking sound when you activate them. This does bad things to me. The last time I played this game all the way through without worrying about the Redeads, I got terrible nightmares, and I don't plan on doing that again. In fact, I stopped playing this game for years, probably a decade or more, because I couldn't handle the Redeads. But one day I decided I just love this game too much, and I care too much about it, and I wasn't going to let some stupid enemy in a game that isn't even real hold me back from something that I love. This statue here is going to be important, but we can't do anything with it for right now. So I'll keep telling my story as we go through, but I'm going to have to take some time to explain other things. Here we're going to use Medley's harp to reflect light. I assume that... actually, I want to see if maybe I can get the King of Red Lions to give me a hint, because it's not immediately obvious that her harp reflects light. So I want to see if maybe I wander around, somebody will tell me. It's okay if not, I know what to do. No? Oh well. If there's a hint there somehow and I just didn't know how to trigger it, I'll see if I can put it in the bonus episode. Anyway, we are going to use this light, I guess you're just supposed to figure this out somehow, to clear this blue mist. If you get... I don't know if that did it. No, that did it. No, it didn't. Darn it. If you get touched by the blue mist, you'll be cursed and you can't use your sword. Or any of your items, for that matter. Going into the light will clear it away. Let's try for a better angle. I'm a little apprehensive being in here. I'm going to be fine. Don't worry about me. I will be okay. But definitely getting some residual feelings. That should do it. Yes, I think that's got it. And I did set my my Wind Waker to the Z button. That's sort of my I need this item all the time button. Alright. Well, let's continue on. Bit of an ominous room with opening coffins, but there's nothing in here that'll give us too much trouble. I do have an empty Pictobox, yes. I'm not going to be taking any pictures of these enemies. I'm saving that room in my Pictobox for something very specific. So, yeah, because I have such a strong reaction to the Redeads when they activate, I basically do my best to never activate them. We're gonna need Medley for that. Let's get this. So yeah, I will not be getting close to them. I will not be showing you what they're like when they activate. If you're curious, just look up any other Let's Play or walkthrough. You'll be able to find it right away. But yeah, I basically play knowing that they're never going to activate and screech and do that awful sound and the awful pose that I really dislike. You will be able to see their activated pose when they're in the gallery because they're pictures when they're activated. But that'll just have to be something I deal with. I may end up having to cover up the screen when I read that picture. That is kind of how I deal with things, because there's a couple of places. Well, there's one place in particular where you can get a redead spawn, and it might be really difficult to not activate it. So if that happens, I just sort of cover up the screen. And also, if I'm in a place that I know I can't really control whether or not I'm going to activate something, or if I know I might get too close by accident, I will take my headphones off. I usually turn the sound off to mute. In fact, I've had times when I was still really scared and getting over this low-key phobia that I have. I would mute the entire Earth Temple, but at this point I've learned where they all are, and I don't need to do that. Oh, we're gonna have to come back here later, I think. Yep, this is a room that we cannot do yet. So let's just take our small key and go back the way we came. And it's really a shame that I have such a strong reaction to these enemies, because this is my favorite temple. I love the creepy music, I love the atmosphere in general. It's supposed to be dark and frightening, but it's actually quite light in here. And it's not completely linear, but it's really not that difficult to find out, nor are any of the puzzles particularly annoying. And I find some of the puzzles towards the end to be rather satisfying. Here, you need to use this. Yeah, you need to get the window with a fire arrow so that you can spawn light in this room to get rid of these dark choo-choos. Now, we could reflect the light with Medley's harp, but that would be pretty annoying and honestly more trouble than it's even worth. We do have to kill all the enemies in this room to be able to progress. Any more? No, it doesn't. Well, I thought you had to kill all the enemies to progress. Maybe you don't. Oh, you know what? You don't have to kill all the enemies, but if you don't, they may knock Medley off her switch, and that would be a problem. Because you need both of us to be able to do this. Oh, I remember what you... I'm being silly. Let's get Medley out of here. What you have to do is use dark choose to weight down the switches. You have quite a bit of time to do this. They won't return to life for at least a good while, allowing you to complete this puzzle pretty easily. And then once I'm up here, I just like to call Medley up here. I could have gone back for her and picked her up, but I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough time. I probably would have. Shouldn't have been so worried about it. But yeah, this is my favorite dungeon in the game, especially when compared to the other dungeon you have to do with the Sage. I don't particularly like that dungeon at all. But yeah, it's fun. And I really don't like having it tainted. But you know what? These are the cards that I've been dealt. So I'm just going to have to learn to live with it. I'm going to do my best not to let my fear cause any problems for going through this. I mean, I guess if I got scared on camera, then people get to watch me being scared on camera. Yeah. And I like using regular arrows to defeat those guys. It's too much of a cooldown with magic arrows, and of course you're using up your magic. Alright, we've got lights, and we've got these little kind of sun-ish looking symbols. So we're going to have to control Medley here and reveal some other things with this puzzle. I know a lot of people don't like this dungeon. They think it's boring. They think it takes the puzzles are tedious and take too long. I've never had a problem with it. In fact, I find it pretty satisfying to use the light and destroy all this stuff here. Just watching it crumble to dust is just quite nice. We've got our second warp pot here. Don't suspect, well, I might use it. I don't know. The boss picture here isn't missable yet, so I may or may not actually use the pots to teleport to the boss. If it's right in front of it, then maybe. You don't even have to destroy these. I'm just doing it because I like to. The top ones, I mean. Alright. Now we can push this block, and we got another block that we can push down this track as well. That will spawn a treasure chest, which is something we could need. And this will, I believe, give us a way to get up to that platform. Yeah, there is a lot of block pushing. I guess that is kind of annoying. But, I don't know, as funny as it sounds, I've always found the quote-unquote horror dungeon to be kind of a relaxing experience. As long as, you know, I know where the redeads are and I'm not in danger of activating them. I was hoping that would work. Will it work again? It sure will. I didn't feel like taking control of Medley again. This is probably going to be the map if I had to guess. Compass? Did we miss the map?
Hey.
Fyra, do not worry about straying away from Medley in the depths of the temple. Just relax and open your dungeon map. As long as you have the compass, you can easily confirm her whereabouts. Yeah, we missed the map. Well, that's okay, I guess. I'm not really gonna need it. Guess we'll get it later. Oops. More moblins. Not too much of a threat. But we also have a new enemy here. This is a Poe. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Darn it. Poes are quite dangerous. When they see you, they will charge at you. Oh, okay. Alright, let's get Medley up here. I forgot. I'm going to need Medley. When they charge at you, they will either do damage or they will possess your body, which reverses your controls until it either wears off or you can get into the light. So I am going to use Medley here to reveal the pose so they're not of any danger to... No, not that button! Darn it. You may see me doing that a couple times, pressing A when I mean to press R and pressing R when I mean to press A. Let's do it again. It's because the shield button is R for Link. And I did it again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I was saying, it's because the R button is the shield button for Link, and that's what lets you move your shield around. And it's the same, like, general situation for Medley. Like, her shield, or her harp is in the place where a shield would be. Okay. Once you've revealed a Poe, you don't have much time until they go back to being ghostly. So you better do this in turns. Alright, let's get back here to a safe place. Control Medley again. Oops. Ah! I think this is just me being a little nervous, all these little mess-ups that I'm making. Yet now that I kind of say it out loud, I can see why people find this place kind of annoying. Can't see. Let's just reveal this first. We've got another chest. Where... Here we go. And I think that's gonna do something. Yes. That's gonna reveal the next place we have to go. But it is guarded by a key, by a lock, not by a key. We need a key to open it. So let us hope that we will find a key inside that chest that just spawned. kind of takes all the mystery out of it. Then again, having the chests look different for having different things takes some of the mystery out of it too. Well, let's go get it. You can see these harp symbols all over the place too, and the little sun symbols on the statues. That's a joy pendant. That is not a small key. Never mind. I feel like we've gone wrong somewhere. Oh, there's another door there. That's what happened. Alright, let's go get Medley and go through here. As you can imagine, this is not a place I know quite as well as some other places, because I spent half of my life playing through this game and stopping before I got to the Earth Temple. I have the places where the Redeads are memorized, but not quite the rest of the temple. Speaking of places where the Redeads are, this is a place where the Redeads are. I am going to tread very carefully here. When you get close to these coffins, or sarcophagi, I guess they are, they will open up. Oh my gosh. Just something about these guys terrifies me. But you know what we have to do. That should work. You definitely don't have to activate them to get the picture. You can defeat them with bombs. It will take 3. And you can only have 1 bomb blow up at a time, or it'll only count as 1. Like, if 2 bombs blow up next to each other, it'll only count as 1 hit. So, coming in here with a full pack of bombs is a must for me. And then they just take forever to disappear. If you're wondering why I didn't have this problem in Ocarina, the Redeads don't bother me in Ocarina. First of all, the sound effect is such a generic stock scream sound effect that it just... Link. Oh my god. That it just kind of doesn't get to me. And also they don't look that scary unless you're really, really close and you can see their teeth. It's a combination of the looks and the sound for these guys. And I apologize for doing this. This is going to be very slow. But it is what it is, and it's what I'm going to do. And if you know this game and you're already dreading that one place, thinking that it's going to be really slow and awful, don't worry, I'll speed it up. Okay. I believe there are only 3 of them. Just wanted to show you that only counted as 1 hit. Get that. Oh god, I got close enough for the music to activate. That was awful brave of me. I heard something in the music and I thought it was like a... God, why am I like this? Why does my brain do these things to me? Yeah, that was all of them. And there's our key. I guess that was a room to make sure that you're forced to be acquainted with the Redeads. There will be more forced encounters with them. I believe there's 2 more rooms in this dungeon that have them, and it'll be very obvious which rooms they are, so I'm not particularly worried. I can cruise through the rest of the place, and I don't have to be scared. Ooh, mini-boss already. Like most mini-bosses, we have a new enemy. This is a Stalfos. They hit real hard, and you're supposed to destroy them with bombs, but you can also destroy them without bombs. So I will be showing off both ways of doing it. Sometimes if you destroy them without bombs, they will split into 2, and their body and legs will run around independently. Once you get their heads isolated, they will start jumping around, and you have a small amount of time to do as much damage as you possibly can. It's so small of a window that sometimes I don't kill them in 1 round. We've got 2 Stalfos now. We do have, unfortunately, a trend that I don't like, which is using regular enemies as mini-bosses, but at the very least, they were nice enough to give us multiples of them, so it's not completely easy. They're very slow. If you use a bomb, you can stay safely out of harm's way, never take any hits. Ugh, wasn't fast enough there. And you also always blow them up. There's no chance of the body splitting if you do that. I actually am not sure which way I would consider faster. The brute force method, I guess, is probably faster, but then you have a chance for the body to split up, and that takes even more time. Oh, I missed a hit. I'm probably not going to get this. Oh, no, I did. Never mind. But yeah, these guys are a little bit on the tougher side. They're definitely considered some of the tough enemies, and they will go in the tough enemy room in the photo gallery. Redeads won't, actually. They'll go with regular enemies. I don't know quite how they made that distinction. You got the mirror shield. Its shiny surface reflects beams of light. Hold R to shield and use the control stick to aim its reflection. Had to fill in that little typo that they made there. Notice they didn't have the word to before aim. Stalfos will drop quite a bit of money and some arrows and some magic. Just a little bit of everything. But they don't have a designated loot drop. Like, they don't drop anything like a skull necklace or a knight's crest. They're just a tough enemy. Doesn't necessarily make them important. We have quite a few rupees. It's definitely time to start thinking about using some of them. And they're going to make us use the mirror shield right here to get out of this room. And this is why I might mix up my buttons a few times, because when you're doing this with Medley, you have to use the A button, and when you're doing it with Link, you have to use the R button. And of course, they've managed to make the sun symbols kind of creepy. Now, that was a mini-boss room, so I believe all the enemies have respawned. But that's okay, we don't need to beat them. Let's just go back the way we came. There's a couple places I want to check out. We are now able to do the backtrack that we needed to do for treasure. There should be, yeah, there's those guys in here now. Let's just quickly go through here. I suppose I should talk about what happens if Medley gets caught by one of them. Let me check my map real quick. Yeah, I'm going the right way. I think I'm going the right way. It's been a while since I've done... Oh, we could actually see them spawning on the ceiling. But yeah, it's been a while since I actually did this temple. Yeah, we want to be here. We are going to have Medley go first. Because when Medley uses her light, you've probably noticed that you can set it somewhere and return, and it'll stay right where it is. So we... Oh, I did it again! I am taking my finger off of that button. My finger is currently on the grip for the controller, not on the R button. And it will stay there until Medley is doing what I need her to do. There... Oh, I don't think that's got it. Darn it. It's a little bit hard to control the beam of light because it automatically wants to go to where it's gonna go. It automatically wants to go there. And if I take my finger off the control stick, it just goes back there. So I have to very slowly tilt the control stick and make sure it stays in place while I press the R button. Alright. That's got it. But before we do that, let's backtrack. Oh, I need Medley. Alright, let's just defeat the enemies. Come on. Come on. Sometimes they will do that. They won't activate until you step directly on them, in which case you will have no time to fight them. Hello? And you will automatically be captured and sent back to the beginning of the dungeon. So don't take the bait. It takes 6 arrows to beat a floor master. Let's go back and get Medley. Oh, one of the bubbles dropped a little ball. And they dropped quite a few rupees too. How about that? Alright, Medley, if you ever leave Medley in a room, she goes back to the door that you came into that room from. So you will not leave her exactly where you left her. You will leave her where you came in. And see, like I said, for being the, like, dark and spooky temple, this place is actually quite bright. There we go. And here we go. We can't get in here with Medley, because we need her to activate that switch out there. But we can get in here with the mirror shield. And that's what we need to destroy this wall and get this item. A joy pendant. We've already found 2 of those in here, and at this point, if you haven't already gotten the hero's... well, maybe not the hero's charm, but if you haven't already gotten the cabana deed, I'd be a little bit surprised. There should be somewhere else we can backtrack to, because we missed the map. Yeah. Through here. Oh, you know what? I didn't do this because in my head I thought you had to have the mirror shield to do it. I could have used Medley to do this the whole time. I was just being silly. You can see the sparkling translucent chest over there. That is the map. Yeah, we don't really need the map. If you know where you're going, it's really not that important. And it does keep track of the rooms that you've been in, so as long as you have the compass, you can pretty much get what you need. There's the map. You know me, I like to clear out dungeons and get all of the treasure. Where are you, Medley? Let's go back to that big room. We are, I would say, about halfway through the dungeon. This dungeon, I thought this dungeon would be bigger than other ones. Well, it is bigger. It's usually taken us an episode or 2 to just... Never mind. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode for the rest of this temple. Bye-bye!